Hey, everybody. We've made it to the holiday season. And as always, we're trying to bring you some of the coolest gift ideas for you and your family. Things that are actually going to get you better while having fun and things you can use anytime, anywhere. And as you know, our title sponsor, NHL Sensorina, has just released NHL Sensorina 26, the new season. It's here, and it's the most complete off-ice training system ever built. Again, players and goalies can train with real NHL players now inside the app. Jumping into 3v3 full season games, you can build your own team rosters, collect player profiles. It's a really fun and realistic VR hockey experience. And remember, we talked about this too. You've seen myself use it and my son. The new Dangle Pro stick handling mode. I'm not going to lie to you. This is something I wish I had as a kid. It's really cool. You use a real stick and a real puck, and your head is up. You can do it in your living room, in your garage, wherever you want to do it. And then for goalies, the all-new Game Flow mode delivers nonstop shots from real shooters from programs like UConn, BU, the U.S. National Development Program, Little Caesars, and they have AI players keeping rebounds in play for 3 full periods of a game. It's amazing. Again, we put some videos out already of us using that. You got to check it out. Again, annual memberships right now are 50% off for the holidays. That's the best deal you're going to get, starting at just $29 a month. And you can save an extra $25 if you use our code OKPH at checkout. Again, that's OKPH at checkout at hockey.sensorina.com/OKPH. Check it out. It's a lot of fun. It's a great tool to train your kids. And I'm not going to lie, you're going to jump into it as well if you're a parent or a coach or someone who loves this game. Now let's get you into something else you love, this episode of Our Kids Play Hockey. Hello, hockey skaters and goalies around the world, and welcome back to another edition of the Ride to the Rink. It's Mike and Lee with you today, and we're talking about something. We're talking about texting. I know, kids. You hear about your parents all the time. Don't text, don't do this. All you do is text. All you do is have your phone in your head, and you're texting and all that stuff. Guess what? Kids, it's not your fault. You were brought up with technology. Your parents, including myself, we don't want to admit it. We had technology like this too when we were kids. Our parents didn't love. And they told us it would rot our brains, specifically television, cable television. That ended up not being true, believe it or not. We are mostly okay. But kids, what we do want to talk about with texting is this. Kind of bring some awareness to you. And we talked about this on the big episode this week with Jen Fry, which was a tremendous episode about communication. Just to kind of remind you that text messages, no matter how many emojis you put with them, have no emotional connotation. And what I mean by that is, how you write a text to someone, how you mean it, does not guarantee the person reading the text is going to receive it that way, right? And this is one of the, I don't want to call it a problem, Mike, but this is one of the side effects of texting is everyone might read it differently. And kids, just as an example, like if you're in a really bad mood and you ask me a question, I just go, okay. Like you might say like, why isn't he, what does that mean? What do you mean? Just okay. They didn't write anything else. They start thinking, what do they mean by that? And that's where the problem lies, right? Mike, I mean, you've experienced this a little bit too. We'll talk about solutions in a minute, but let's just go over the issue first.
Yeah, well, it's all like, I don't know, text messaging doesn't allow context, and it doesn't allow like the ability to let somebody know you are busy, but I'm giving you a K because it's just like I'm trying to type it one. Yeah. I'm trying to type it one finger. I get it. It makes sense. Boom, done. Like I've been addicted to voice to text now. Like it's been a really big problem for me because I find myself saying something and then I have to fix it or a word comes out wrong or like it just rambles on something too much. Like sometimes it's better to get a K. Right. So I think but if you're a kid doing this and you're a young person texting back and forth with adults or other kids, I always look at it as I know it's old school, but a conversation is so much worth it if you have the time and you're in a place where you're private. If you needed privacy or whatever, just have that conversation like a real face to face. I've seen kids text each other in the same locker room. So, I'm like, guys, you're in the room, just go over and talk to the person. Like, so there's a lot of pitfalls to texting on a team, but One of them is just a miscommunication piece.
Well, here's the other thing too, Mike, you make a great point is kids, I want to make this like worth your while because you might roll your eyes when we say, hey, just go talk to each other. It's a skill we look for as coaches, right? Really great communication, good communicators is going to make you a better hockey player because we expect you to do this on the ice. And I have yet to see a kid text another kid, I'm open in the middle of a game. You can't do it. So it's like anything. You've got to practice verbal communication. I'm going to say that to you again as a coach. You got to practice your verbal communication because there's no scenario in hockey or in life for that matter that you're going to succeed without the ability to communicate. Now, I know it can be a little scary or nerve-wracking, but that's why you got to practice it. When you started playing hockey, there were a lot of skills you weren't great at either, and it's nerve-wracking to have to learn how to shoot and pass and do these basic things. Communication really is a basic skill. All right. And again, look, we've talked about kids, extrovert, introvert, kids who are very outgoing, have no problem talking versus kids who like to keep to themselves. No matter where you're at, there's lessons in communication because you can communicate too much at times too, right? So the point is this: verbal communication is an important skill set. Mike and I are really suggesting you get good at because it's going to help your game and it's going to help you in life. All right. You have to say, Mike? Go ahead.
Yeah, and just remember, verbal communication, there is no save button. Like it doesn't stay there forever.
Right.
So when you have a verbal communication, it could be bad or good, but remember that once you put something in a text and once you blast it off to a teammate or a group text,
right,
or it's in a negative way or a positive way, once you establish that communication, that's out there forever.
Right.
And you can't get it back. And you often don't have the opportunity to explain what the text meant.
Right.
Because people are going to be like, no, this is what you wrote and this is what you said. Because it's for a child or 13, 14, 15-year-old, we as adults have to be very careful of this too. It's like, you beg yourself not to send an email. You said, I'm going to wait. I'm going to think about it. So Think about just when you're blasting off text messages, remember that text message is there forever, and be really conscious about the way you're presenting it to whoever you're presenting it to.
Well, and Mike, I'll give you a funny example of how weird that's getting. I, at least once a week, I'll get a text of someone else's text. Someone's taken a screenshot of a text someone else privately sent to them to show me what they said.
Right.
And I'll tell you what, I'm pretty hyper aware that when I send anything, that could be screenshotted and sent to somebody else, which is, sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's dangerous. Go where you want to with that one. The other one too, kids, is this. I think about texting. If you're angry, or we say emotionally compromised, you're excited, you're angry, you're just feeling some big emotions, and you're texting someone, you can get yourself in a lot of trouble. Or here's one: if you're really excited, texting someone who's really mad, that conversation is going to be really bad. That all rhymes, and that's fine, right? Because you're reading it. Here's another funny one for you. As an adult, I have been texting with friends, and maybe I haven't been in the best mood. And I'm reading the text they're sending me thinking, what's going on here? Why are they not giving me what I want? Why are they not talking to me? And I'll call them. I do this because I don't like the way the text conversation's going. So I'll call them, and they're in a fantastic mood. And I was just reading everything that they were saying completely wrong. That happens to me all the time. So the lesson here, where I'm going with this, is you've got to recognize when you're not in the right mindset to be receiving text communication. It doesn't mean you have to call them. It might mean maybe take a break. Or if you're in a heated argument with someone over text. I say this, Mike, arguing over text is horrible and usually a big waste of time because you're thinking about what you're sending before you send it. And usually your ego is getting involved in what you're sending to try and piss off the other person. I said it, kids. You're trying to get a reaction out of them. That's not good communication, because you're not attacking whatever the issue is that you're trying to figure out. Right. So all I'm trying to say is this. This is your chosen mode of communication. I'm not telling you you're wrong. Okay? I think a lot of adults will tell you that's horrible and that's wrong. We all text too. Don't let us fool you. I am telling you the one things the adults have on you is we all grew up verbally communicating on the phone or in person. It would behoove you to learn to do that as well. It's a skill set. Here's my last little tip for you. Mike, you can add on to this too. Kids, If you learn how to talk to adults, you'll probably get more of the stuff you want because you've learned how to talk to adults. If my kid texts me, bet, you want to go out to dinner? Bet. I'm not too excited to take you out to dinner now. If I say, do you want to go out to dinner? And I get a call, hey, Dad, I'd love to go out to dinner. I'd love these 3 restaurants. I'd love to spend time with you. Man, let's go out to dinner. I want to go out to dinner. Bet. That's not getting me excited. Learn how to talk to your parents. Learn how to talk to adults. It'll help you. Mike, final thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, just be there's so many more pitfalls of not communicating verbally than there are just to text. And again, there's a time and a place, and I get it. It's easy. You're right there. But if you have an opportunity to tag somebody on the shoulder and say hello, or you see somebody in the hallway, say hello. Talk to your parent, and don't wait to have a text message. Just that little communication helps in a lot of different ways, and it just prepares you for later on. And who knows, maybe when you're all 20, 25 years old, maybe people will communicate at all. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll just everything be telepathic. But I'm just going by the fact that it's always much more advantageous for you to have a conversation than an emoji.
Yeah, we could take the transcript of this episode and text it to you if you want. It's going to be a long read, though. But
right.
Kids, listen, you're doing it all great. Again, you got the stuff you got. Remember, we say this every episode. We believe in you. You should, too. We're just trying to give you some tips to go forward. But that's Mike. I'm Lee. This has been the Ride to the Rink. Wherever you're playing hockey today, enjoy it. Have fun. Skate hard. Work on. And get better. We'll see you soon. Take care.